And how did you become involved in American Idol?
Another crazy story. When I was going through all my surgeries, I played woodwind instruments with the inability to really take big, deep breaths, I played woodwind instruments. I played the piccolo, the flute, the clarinet, and the oboe. And my mother, being a musician, I learned how to read and write music. And I was co-writing a lot of my songs at the time. But when I was really injured and when I really didn't have much of a speaking voice, let alone I couldn't sing, I started writing songs about, overcoming adversity and things like that. One of them was written about, a divorce I had to go through. Just one of those times in life on top of injury and not wanting to, go through the kind of pain. I wrote a retro kind of pop disco song, and I co-wrote it with a stranger that I met in New York, who met me on a day that I was in my publishing office at EMI Publishing, and it was after many of my surgeries, and I was told, Paula, Virgin Records dropped me. My manager left me, agency left. It's, good old-fashioned entertainment business. You're down for the count? And you know what? It was, my number was number 753. There were well over 1,000 hopefuls. I was at the time teaching cheerleading and dance camps and competitions, and it was kind of like a dare, I wanted to go try out, and I went with a bunch of girls, and we all taught these camps together. And I kept making it through the rounds, but when it came down to towards the end, the more final rounds, I got cut, and I started to develop my own sense of humor of how no is the beginning of a negotiation. Because I packed different outfits for this reason alone. I was determined to become a girl. My father was such a huge father, but when I got that first no, I felt like they didn't. The irony of my life is that I didn't tell anybody I was even given that I was going to even try that area. I didn't want my mother to know, because then Billy Wilder would say I'm the biggest idiot, and my mother was going to say, what are you doing? And needless to say, I didn't really share that with many people. But the coolest thing of all is that I didn't want anyone to know, in case I didn't want to lose my day job as a choreographer. And I secretly would go to the Fox. I'd go in the morning at 7 a.m. to table reads for a Tracy Ullman show. I'd leave my assistant, not my sister then, she went on to become a nurse. I'd have an assistant. I'd leave at 1:30. I'd go to Warner Brothers Studios, and I'd be choreographing George Michael's tour, the Faith Tour, and then I'd go over 2 sound stages, and I was working with Janet Jackson at the time. And then I'd go secretly in a recording studio at midnight, and I'd record till 5 in the morning, and then I'd park my car at Fox and sleep for 2 hours. And that's what I would do every day, and it was incredible, and those were the good old days when you just love to work and not sleep at all. And it was fantastic. But what happened was my album secretly came out and nobody knew. And I remember we were getting ready to gear up for a hiatus on the Tracy Ullman show, and it was right before Thanksgiving. And then we had to come back after Thanksgiving, work one more week, and then the whole industry shuts down for Christmas. And I remember Jim Brooks was going to visit his family in Northern California. And when we came back from that first hiatus, I remember him walking by. I said, how is your family? See your family? And his response was, same circus, couple different clowns.
Sounds like my family.
And he kept walking. I'm laughing. And he kept walking, and he goes, and by the way, I swear to God, there's a girl that has your name, I think, that I kept hearing on the radio. That is how I found out my song was playing on the radio, straight up. I swear that's how I found out. That is just so weird. And literally, I remember calling my mother, screaming, you have a hit, and it was a song that my mother found me. My mother found Straight Up. My mother. And the record label, they said, no, don't hear it at all. There's not a hit. And trust me, if you would have heard the demo, it was my mother's assistant who worked for Billy Wilder, and real sweet girl named Lillian. When she found out, my mother said, I don't understand it. She's going to make a record. And this girl then goes, well, my boyfriend's going to sing this song. And my mom said, who is he written for?
What about AJ? They would come, they would go make us
But she gave me a demo from her boyfriend. Honey, I was crying laughing so hard. It's so bad. And I came over and she played it for me, and we were laughing, and she threw it into the trash, and I retrieved it out of the trash. It was horrible sounding. It was an 8-track demo that you could hear it plunking on a computer, and some guy singing completely off key, and it was awful. But there was something there, and my mom said, good luck trying to convince anyone that, she goes, I don't know what daughter I produced, because that's crap. And I said, well, maybe I can demo it. There's no time. I went in, I bartered deals with the record label. I said, look, you're going to laugh at this, but I will record 2 songs that you want me to record, even though I don't want to, if you let me do Straight Up. And they listened to it, and they said, yeah, okay, sure. Well, we'll pay $3,000 for the entire recording cost song. That's $3,000 to this unknown person for just to humor you. And I recorded that song in a studio apartment in his shower. And in the master recordings, swear to God, you can hear from the apartment next door banging, shut up. And it was never removed from the master recording. It's the truth, and that is the song that was the first song that the station in Northern California, a pop station, which is called a P1 station called KMEL, they started playing Straight Up every half hour. And their sister station, Z100 in New York. And literally in 10 days, I sang $1 million copies.
We love her, Paula Abdul.
When it comes to American Idol, no detail is too trivial to make news. But when one of the original judges leaves the show, it's a shock for everyone involved.
Ryan and Simon and her started this journey together, so really shocked and really sad and really just couldn't believe that she's not here. But, you know, we love her. I'm sure she's going to be great, whatever she decides to do.
She's taking the decision in her life now. You have to respect her for making a decision. I didn't want to get involved in what was going on because it wasn't really any of my business, but I spoke to her a lot through the whole process.
No matter how things may seem when the cameras are rolling, behind the scenes, this is a tight-knit group.
I'll probably see her next week. I'm going to listen to what she wants to do next. I will support her in anything she wants to do next. I think she's TV gold, genuinely.
She seems to be doing just fine. It's one of those things that, you know, as an outsider looking in, you hate to see it get to that situation where somebody feels like they've got to go and do something else, but we're there for her.
Spoke to her a couple of days ago. I think she's doing pretty good. It's a tough time, as you can imagine, but I think she's doing pretty good. Yeah.
Wish her well.
Season 9 preps continue with the judges traveling to Boston this week, but Simon says the show won't be the same without her.
I always thought she was the heart of the show. I'm not the heart. Not even the brain, actually. But she was the heart. So you've taken that away, so it's a different show. But you have to respect her. She's going to get a million offers to do other things. And she'll make the right decisions. But I am sad.
In Hollywood, Sabrina Sabah, Fox News.
Paula, you look especially fetching this evening.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Jen. You do, you look good. Wow.
Thank you very
She
much.
does look good, right?
Wow. What have you had done? Are those new? I thought that. Are those new? They look great. No, I mean,
What are their names?
Are those men?
Oh, come on.
you look beautiful. Now what happens?
Lady. It's a nice photo, though.
Randy,
Yeah.
when Randy opens up his mouth, I could win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, no, with respect.
No, Randy.
When
respect.
Simon opens up his mouth, Borat can win. So I don't believe any of that, and I live a clean life. And the only thing I'm embarrassed about is hanging around you guys.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Paula,
Hello, Ryan.
good to see you.
Good to see you too. You look nice.
Thank you, so do you.
What are you doing after the show?
Well, I apparently have plans now.
All right.
Because to be a star, Paula, you've got to have you've got to be conceited.
Like you said.
Not like me.
Something for Simon.
We're not allowed to show that.
Here you go, 6-year-old. Oh, that's the insult, 6-year-old. Pick your choice.
Tonight we're bringing you the music of Motown, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out what happened when Smokey met Megan.
I didn't do it. No, why did he have to do that? The child did it. The true steps on Paula's picking. It's funny. You look fantastic. And I just want to say, you are awesome. You belong in the competition.
The influence.
I'm a little spellbound. Good night, my love.
Hold on, I ain't ever gonna give you up. You're crazy cool.
And I'm forever your girl. I'm blowing kisses in the wind to you right now.
Bend time back around and get your groove on, because this lady gives me sexy thoughts.
It's gonna be a hoedown, yo. So you think you can dance?
Paula Abdul, welcome to Rise Up.
I'm sorry, I have never heard Ninja on this out of my entire
Did you like it?
Oh, it was fantastic. Well, we apologize. We only fit like 30% of your songs in there, but they were the most fun ones. I mean, hoedown, seriously. I'm telling you right now, this marks a first for me. Really, no one's ever been that creative.
Oh, well, thank you.
Good on you.
But-
See what you did there.
Absolutely. Now, you've been here for a while now, so you have experience.
They will come.